Imagine spending years creating a brand new PlayStation game for almost nobody to play it. This is the story of Concord, one of the biggest failures in modern gaming. Concord was developed by Firewalk Studios, a new studio founded in 2018. The team spent years working on a multiplayer hero shooter designed around 5v5 battles. Sony eventually acquired Firewalk in 2023, making Concord part of its own growing push into live service games. The idea seemed simple: create Sony's next huge multiplayer hit. But there was one problem: the market was already packed. Games like Overwatch, Apex Legends, Valorant, and other free-to-play shooters had already built massive communities, and Concord was asking players to pay $40 just to get in. Then in May 2024, Sony finally showed the world what Concord actually looked like. The reaction was not great. Players criticized the character designs, the representation, and most importantly, questioned what made Concord different from all the other shooters already available. Still, Sony pushed forward. Concord launched on August 23, 2024, on PlayStation 5 and PC, and almost immediately things went terribly wrong. On Steam, Concord peaked at just 697 players. For a major Sony-backed-up multiplayer game, that was an enormous warning sign. The game simply couldn't attract enough players, and without players, a multiplayer game can't survive. Just 12 days after launch, Sony announced that Concord will be taken offline. On September 6, the servers were shut down. Anyone who bought the game received a full refund. A game that had been taking years to develop had effectively disappeared in less than 2 weeks. But Sony wasn't finished. In October 2024, Sony announced that Concord was being permanently cancelled, and Firewalk Studios was being shut down. So what actually went wrong? Concord entered an incredibly crowded market with a paid price tag, struggled to stand out, and failed to build a player base quickly enough. And that's the brutal reality of live service gaming. It doesn't matter how many years you spend building a game. If players don't show up, the game is already dead. Concord was supposed to become one of PlayStation's big multiplayer successes. Instead, it became a warning about what happens when a massive investment meets a market that simply doesn't want the product. And perhaps the most shocking part? Concord wasn't slowly dying for months or years. It was gone in just 2 weeks.